Hey guys, it's Cassie, and today we're going to be painting a very simple and easy wave. If you're a beginner or if you've never even painted before, I hope that this video will be really easy to follow. I'm going to walk you through it. So what you're going to need is a black paint, a blue paint, a white paint, a paintbrush or something to paint with, and a canvas or something to paint on. And then probably a palette or just some piece of cardboard. Alright, so we're mixing our black and our blue together. Depending on the shade of blue that you use, yours might turn out different, and that's totally okay. So I'm just swiping my paintbrush back and forth like this. What we're doing right now is creating the midsection of our wave. So just back and forth. And I'm also going to be leaving a little bit of space on top of those lines and then adding in the same color just a little bit right here. What this is going to be is like a wave break. So when you see waves and they have that kind of white foamy separation in them, that's what that's going to be. So I'm just leaving a little bit of space open, and we can already kind of see the very basics of the wave coming into play here. So I'm taking the same color, adding a bit more black, and just darkening up the bottom corners of our canvas. This is just to show that the water, just to show the depth of the water. So the corners and the midsection of the wave are going to be darker in color just to show depth. And filling that in, la-da-dee, la-da-da. And then I'm going to be taking just some of this blue color and kind of layering it on top. So essentially what we're doing is just going kind of back and forth, following those lines that we did first. And I'm just going up and in there. And so you're basically just alternating shades. You're mixing these colors together, not completely, because we want to see the difference between the colors. When you look at a wave, there's lots of different shades of blue in there. So that's kind of what we're creating. I'm going to have some blue, some darker blue. I'm going to add some white in there as well. And you're just kind of creating these different lines very subtly. Alright, now taking the blue, I'm just going to be placing this right on either side of the midsection that we painted first. Okay, so now we're creating the swoop. I'm going to refer to this as the swoop. I don't know what it's really called. But so just lightly adding a little bit of blue in there, but I'm leaving some space because we're going to add a lot of white in there. This wave is kind of like ombre. It starts out dark at the bottom and then it gets lighter as we go up. So we're going to be adding more white towards the top. And I'm just taking my white paint and layering it on top of what we've already created to add some highlight and some dimension here. So just adding that in, dotting it into that wave break area that we left open before to create kind of a foamy look. Adding in some highlights here and there. And now I'm adding in some white to the very top of our wave here. Just kind of outlining it. More highlights, more highlights. Really, this process is just going back and back in with different shades here and kind of creating these lines to show the movement of the wave. Okay, so now we're just adding to the swoop, adding some white paint in there, a little bit of gray to create that shadow underneath. just curving that around, adding a little bit of blue. So it's not completely one color, we still have those shades in there. And onto the sky. So we're going to be taking that first color that we used, a little bit of blue with black, and just adding that to the upper edges of the canvas. And then I'm just taking a break from that, taking some white paint and just dotting it right at the bottom of the swoop, and then also at the back of the wave as well. This is that little ocean spray that we see with waves. The more dots that you add, the more violent your wave is going to look, the less, the more peaceful. So it all depends on how you want it to look. Okay, so back to our sky, we're going to be taking our blue color and just adding that in while the paint is still wet. So when you paint a sky, it should go from darker to lighter in the very center. So we had that dark blue on the outside, then we take our mid blue right next to it, and then in the very center I'm going to be adding white right here, so it just gets lighter the further that we go into the center of the canvas. And that's our final step, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope this was pretty simple to follow. As always, all of my social media information will be down below. You can follow me on Instagram. If you try this, share it on Instagram, tag me. I would love to see it. If you have more comments about anything or questions about how to do this, then please let me know down below. I would love to help you out. And visit my website, subscribe, comment, follow, like, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.